the next thing I'm going to talk about is healthcare in Washington State. Angie said we don't have a year and a half to wait for Bernie, and she's right. We don't have a year and a half to wait for healthcare for all at the federal level. Pramila Jayapal has written a bill that is being supported in the Senate by Bernie Sanders. Essentially, Pramila's bill and Bernie's bill are the same bill, so if we can get those bills passed federally at the House and the Senate, then they would come together and President Bernie Sanders would sign them. And then there's going to be some time before the implementation. But what we have right here in Washington State, and if you look at the red shirt that I'm wearing, I am a board member of the organization called Whole Washington, and Whole Washington had an initiative to the people last year for 2018. It was called I-1600. You may have seen stickers around universal health care. Basically, this is a single-payer bill or a single-payer initiative for Washington State. And it would do what we want to do federally, but it would do it locally first. And it very well may be that we have to get a bill like this passed state by state by state before the federal government decides that they're going to do something about it. So we have had the bill studied by a healthcare economist, Gerald Friedman, who's the same person who analyzed the Medicare for All bill that Pramila has put forward. It's a viable bill. The Washington State Department of Revenue says this is a good funding mechanism. They've accepted the funding mechanism. Now we have to be careful. They don't endorse anything, but they've said, yes, this is a working funding mechanism. Yes, it does involve a slight increase in taxes, but it's going to be taxing the people who can afford it so that everybody else can have the health care that they need, which is really what is supposed to happen in a functioning society. So we are going to be running a new initiative. There have been some slight changes to the I-1600 bill. We are going to be running that as an initiative to the legislature, not an initiative to the people. An initiative to the legislature gives us twice as long to collect signatures. We should be starting to collect signatures in March of 2020, and with an 8-month period to collect signatures, we are hoping to get I think it's around 260,000 signatures that are required, but as you know, if you've had any involvement with initiatives in the past, that we do need to collect a substantial number above the 260,000. So we usually start shoot for 300,000, 320,000. Guys, come on in. Don't worry about us. Come on in. So we usually shoot for 320,000 signatures because we know a lot of those signatures are going to get challenged. They're going to get pulled up. Come on in. Don't worry about us. We're occupying a business here, so it's all right. Come on in. Oh, you're here for the Bernie event? You've got a hat on. So, yay. So I want everybody to be aware that Whole Washington is going to be filing this initiative, and we are going to start a signature drive. Now, why am I telling you this? I want you to volunteer. I want you to donate money. I want you to grab, when they're available, I want you to grab signature petitions, and I want you to go out to your neighbors, and I want you to collect signatures from registered voters in this state. There are somewhere in the neighborhood of 7 million people in Washington State. 320,000 signatures is really a small amount when it comes right down to it. We've got to have the volunteer base to get out there and collect those signatures, and we do need the donations so that we can get those petitions printed and in the hands of our volunteers. So go to wholewashington.org. You can see it right here. No, maybe it's on the back. Is the website on the back? Okay, there we go. So wholewashington.org. And please volunteer for our organization so that we can get single payer here in Washington State. It probably is the way single payer healthcare is going to have to go state by state. And just like we legalize weed first, let's legalize healthcare first, okay? Let's have Washington State be a leader.